Okay. Hello, everyone. First thing first, my name is Rita Spry. I hope y'all can hear me. So, hmm, where do I start? First thing, I want to start by thanking my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me to be a part of this day. You know, and whew, I don't know. I just always was told that Rita, one day you should start talking to people. You should start opening up about yourself, about my life. So, yeah, I'll start by saying that I'm from Miami and I grew up in a strange situation. I'm a little nervous. Some people that know me would be like, girl, by you is not nervous Rita, at all. But I am a little bit nervous because I don't talk to people really. I don't talk to people, and it's a lot of reason why I don't talk to people. Um, when I was a little person, you know, life was very confusing for me. Growing up in a home where you have a strange family, and I'm gonna say very strange. Things not really understandable, such as drug abuse, sexual abuse, um, violence always going on, and nobody really understanding why is all this stuff taking place and stuff. So I just want to speak like just on my own self, like on my own life, and why I am the way I am as of today, and why a lot of stuff don't make sense to me. So as a little girl, and most may have went through this same situation, you know, my dad and my mom, I'm not sure how their relationship was as lovers or, you know, being together as parents and stuff like that. But what I could understand is that my mom wasn't an easy person to get along with. And mental health is very serious, especially when it's caused to her by her own parents, such as my granddad. Now, the trauma starts from there. My granddad is a very bad man. But to me, when I was a little girl, he was this hero of mine. He was this amazing, tall person that loved on his little grandbaby, which is me. But this one particular day, I witnessed some strange things with my granddad and my sister and a cousin of mine. But I didn't understand what was taking place at this time until like you get older. And I'm gonna go deep for y'all. This particular day, I was in a room with my grandma, and she heard, we both heard this little, icky, 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 little icky wicky sound. And I remember like it was yesterday. My grandma looked at me and she was like, Rita Ann, that's my middle name. She put them together. Rita Ann, go in their room and content what you see. So, me, being her little ambition, like she always called and told, said to me, because I would tell my grandma everything. I was the grandma snitch. Yes, I was. I would go sneak candy and food and stuff out of everybody's stuff in her house and bring it back so me and her could grab out. And I would report everything to my grandma. But this particular night, I was messed up for a long time by my granddaddy. So I goes in the room to go see what is this sound that me and my grandma hearing. And when I went in there, yeah, it was going down. My granddad, my sister, and my cousin. The strangest thing is that they was handling him like he was new at this, and they was experienced at getting down with the older men in the family. And it was my first time ever seeing what I gotta say how I seen it. Sperm. Now that I'm older, I know what it was. Now what it is. From at that time, I did not know what the heck I was witnessing. So I think my sister and my cousin on top of him, and the other one he was playing with her kitty cat, and I just started crying. It's like the moment I caught them, that's when he started, nothing. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm finna go tell my grandma. So they like, Rita, no, please, please, don't go tell, please don't tell. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble, and trying to just convince me not to tell my grandmother what I just saw. This is my life, so I could tell it. This is my eyes. I seen this. So I goes back in the room with my grandma. I looked at her. She looked at me. We never said nothing. I just hugged her arm as tight as I could. But to this day, now that I'm older, I understood that my grandma knew what I just seen. And I'm going to tell you why. My granddad been doing strange things since my mother was younger. My grandma been witnessing strange things from my granddad since her kids was younger. My grandma knew of her husband molesting her kids since they were younger. And as the family, we always get to these family gatherings and it's always a big old fight, big brawl. Everybody want to bring out who did what to who and, nasty situations where everybody want to just sweep it under the rug. Don't tell nothing. Don't until you get into fights. Fights always bring out trauma. And what people not understanding is trauma causes hurt. If you're going to say something about what happened in your family or, old skeletons in the closet, don't come out with it because you're so mad at that person. You don't understand what that person went through at that given time of being traumatized by the situation. And my family is so good at that. They so good at when we come together and we're supposed to be having a good time, celebrating, loving each other. They find the need to throw like they think it's dirt on each other, and it's not dirt. It's hurt. It's childhood trauma that nobody clearly got over. And you want to think like bashing them in front of everybody or trying to make them look bad or, all kinds of crazy ways because you are mad at them. And that's not cool. My family's so good at this. Girl, let me tell you, child, what so and so just said today, not knowing that same girl, let me tell you, don't had something happen to her too. But we just ain't get to your skeletons yet about what happened to you. So, rolling back to me. So, as I got like a little older, not even that much older, my mom meets this man. And I'm gonna say his name because this was a big case in Miami, Florida when we was little. We was the first cousins in my family to be having a case of HRS custody because my mama, like I said, once again, my family feels the need to come out of hurting each other. And my mom meet this man or whatever not. And my dad wasn't part of my life like that. At least that's what I thought. And come to find out, tell y'all more about that. And I fell in love with this guy as a daddy because I was a daddy's girl. I fell in love with this man so good, like, because I thought he was a father figure. I love to be in a man's arms because I'm my dad's only child. And I was always with my daddy until I guess my daddy kept bumping heads because he wanted to be with other women and not with her. And she was the definition of you don't want to be with me, you're not going to be with my child. I don't care if she'll no, around no other women, even though they did hurt me or harm me, she still wasn't with it. So she met this guy or whatever. And yeah, he was okay at first. He was a good person. Everybody in the family loved him. He was this big DJ dude in Miami. We had big parties everywhere because he was a DJ. Okay, yeah, his demons started coming out. They got married in a church. And I remember like it was yesterday, my aunt, my baby auntie, she got so pissed off. She came to the wedding just to see was this bull crowd was going to go down because ain't nobody in the family come. My aunt came just to get to do this. Girl, this here for them did it. She can't do that. And plus say what she had to say that she didn't want that marriage to go down. But us as the little kids not understanding why they was all so against my mama decisions. Boom. This man took me around like everybody, that he was cool with. He even took me to his job. He used to work at a car wash. I was at least probably like 4 or 5. And I ain't gonna tell you how old I am now. But I was like 4 or 5 years old at that time. And yeah, he was just, showing me our pretty little girl. Pretty little girl, big old eyes, big old head, you know, little chunky little something. That was me. Always so happy and so loving. And he took me around everybody he knew and stuff and just wanted to parade me around town. So then the demons started coming. This man started, first it started with, him touching on my little private areas. You know, asked me, do it feel good or whatever not. How will I know? How I'm supposed to know you grown man, man, touching on my little cuckoo supposed to feel good to me? How am I supposed to know how I'm supposed to feel that it's supposed to feel good? I immediately got scared because I remember seeing this type of action fold with my granddad and my cousin and my sister. Because I always kept that to myself. When I saw that, I never told nobody about it or whatever that. And I started getting scared because I'm like, oh my God, this is going to happen to me too. And I thought I was safe. Like, I thought that stuff don't even happen. And I didn't know really what I was witnessing. And then I saw my granddad and my sisters. But now here you go, this demon done got this way. And now this demon coming for me. So more to it, it got out of hand. He started, you know, first of all, he gained my trust of thinking that he was a good person to me. Then this man used to come home. To this day, now I understand what the lifestyle was. He was on cocaine. He used to come home, I'm in the room, and clearly she was probably on that stuff with him because now to this day I understand the activities and what was taking place at that time. He used to have these big old eyeballs and they used to be bloody red. And he always be like, "What you doing?" Big eyes and stuff. So he would come in there while I was asleep and fondle with me while I'm sleeping. And then it got so bad to where my mom would be like in the bathroom. You know, your mom be like, "Hey, when y'all come bring me some tissue? I need some tissue." She in the bathroom. The room was like boom, boom, right there. And she would tell me to go get her some tissue, which I would. And this man play in my vagina while I'm getting my mom some tissue, and then hand it to me to go get her the tissue. And she would sit and look in my eyes. She reminded me of my grandma. Like, you know these things that's going on, but you're so pressed and so down for a man to where you would sacrifice your children to be with this person, knowing what you know about them. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So then, after that, it got out of hand. He started like coming in the bathroom and just having sex with me. My little vagina is so little. How you know, it would never probably go that far because, of course, I was so tiny. He would probably rip a cooter. So he would probably just play with my whatever, not get into details or whatever. And this probably went on. I can't remember how long this was going on, but it went on for very quite some time. So me being this little girl, you go to school, all the kids they want to play, yeah, all the monkey bars and want to just be kids. I never knew or understood how to be a kid, a regular kid. Mm-mm. Nope. I would be in school crying. Okay, I said I would go crying. Okay, okay, y'all. I said I would go crying. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, I would be in class just crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and crying because if I would have talked to people, trust me, somebody would have got in trouble. The police would have been called. We would have been snatched up. Like, I felt like people was gonna get in trouble, so I couldn't sit there and eat my little Snicker snack and be a regular child with other kids. Cause like they say, Harriet Tubman never smiled at her pictures because she saw nothing funny. I didn't see my childhood funny either. Nothing was funny about my childhood at all or whatever. I tried to find the mind of being a child. I couldn't because I had grown people stuff happening to me at a young age. Stuff I should have never witnessed. Stuff I should never went through. So one day I just got tired of it. I told my big sister, and one thing about my sisters, like, I know I love my sisters deadly, but it's my older sister. She that sister that hates everybody and herself. She that sister that holds malicious envy and all kind of stuff in her heart and feel like everybody else should feel her pain. She feel like everybody else should go through what she been through to understand where she's coming from, and it's a laughing matter to her. And she get that honestly from my mom. So one day I wrote a letter. No, one day I told my sister because I wasn't that good in writing nothing. I was still little. She was the brilliant one. She was the one. She's a Gemini, must I say that? So she was the one that knew how to write because it was beaten to her. She had a tough life, but it's not me right now. So she was the one that would write letters and, smart, slick mouth little girl. So she went and got a pen and a paper, and she wrote down everything I told her, every detail that I told her what this man was doing to me. So I remember like it was yesterday. Later on that night, no, that day we went to my cousin's house. We used to be so in love with our cousins. And y'all wouldn't believe the relationship we have with all of them to this day. We knew everybody in our family, every avenue of family in this family. My mom was a family oriented person, big time. We didn't need friends. Our family is so huge, especially the women. We don't need friends. Mm. We would fight together, laugh together, cry together, hunch together, all the kind of stuff. This is my family. It's real over here. And so yeah, I'm getting deeper, y'all. So we went to my cousin's house, my auntie, my cousin. We call, if you call some people your cousin, your auntie, they go say older than you, but they say your cousin. That's how we are. So we went to my cousin's house, and we all used to them on each other. The first thing to find out some stuff, ask the kids. They always say that, ask them kids. Them kids know everything. And we do because we talk to each other. We tell everybody business to each other because they think children don't pay attention, but we do. We are always in the grown ups' business, and we inform each other. Then we inform our parents. So we are the tea spillers, the kids are always the tea spillers. You know that. So my sister was out in the group one night after we played and this, that, and the third. It was time to go take all our showers and stuff. So we was out in the room chilling at this point, listening to music. And we always come up with this confession point where all the cousins just say whatever been going on, whatever not. And we all probably cry together or whatever. Like, cousin, it's gonna be okay, cousin. It's okay. We were so loving. We are Indians, Black Indians, and Jamaicans and Haitians and Bohemians. We all in the islands. So we love on each other. We love loving and touching all that craziness. So my sister was like, Rita, I'm finna get him this letter because we finna she hate my mama first thing first. My mama hate her, that's the next thing, but they are like this. Evil twin, they hate each other. But anyways, so she was like, I'm finna tell them what you told me and I'm finna get this letter I wrote. So I begged her not to. Long story short, she did. She gave it to him. She gave it to the oldest cousin of that crew of sisters. They ran to the closet, locked the door, and then they went to the room and gave it to her mom. Her mom read it, called me and whatever not. And she told me that, is this true, Rita? Because if this is true, y'all not going back to y'all mama house tonight. I promise you that. Because ain't nobody gonna be hurting you. I just told her, yes, auntie, it's true. He was doing that to me. So she said, okay, y'all go back in that room. My mama get up, just getting off of work. She was ambushed. She come in there. Y'all, come on, let's go. She was so, not come get us. I'm tired. Let's go. Have time. We ain't not ready to go. So she was like, Nana. What they call me? Nana, you come in here because we got something to tell you. They go in the room. Long story short, mama come out, she carrying on, y'all just trying to get my man taken from me or whatever not, and y'all trying to start stuff between me and my kids, and you know, she wasn't with it. They had something for her. A few days later, HRS come, they talk to us. Of course, I told the truth because to be honest, I really wanted to get out of that situation. I was just tired of being touched on by this man. And when I think about it to this day, my mom was just being like, I think she was on that stuff with him. She was just being praising God, oh God, please, please, Lord, help me, God. How you praying every night to our God? And then you still sleeping with the enemy. Then you still worshiping with this enemy. But you think God will step in and save your kids or yourself from it. Whatever, lady. So boom. They came and take us, long story short, they came and took us from my mom. And me and my sisters was all around Miami, Florida. Dayland, North Miami, South Miami, wherever you name it, we was there in all these shelters, just shelter hopping. Boom, 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 boom. So um, God answered our prayer because one thing about it, my mom did teach us how to pray, and that we should follow God no matter where we go in life, whether it's with her or not. We was little girls. The littlest one was 1 years old. I think I was probably like 7, no 6, maybe 6 years old I was. And we would always pray together. While I was in those shelters by ourselves, we would pray. And I prayed that God, just help us, like really help us. Because my big sister, she was taken away. Geminis are crazy, so they'll always end up in situations where they gotta be institutionalized or Bakerette, stuff like that. And she didn't play. She was real crazy, so they put her in a crazy home at a very young age. My sister was doped up on all this medicine because they said she was just too much for society. So now it's just us three. We are the Fantastic Four, but it was just down to three, and I was the oldest one to take care of these two littles. And this loving family, I will never forget them. They're called the Hanleys, Trinidad. They saw my profiles, what I was told. They saw my profile. They saw my pictures. They read my story. And they say, we want her. That's what I was told. But I was a package deal. They did not want to split us up because my mom requested us to not split us up, whatever you do. So they saw my little two sisters or whatever, and they was like, okay, cool, bring them. So that was like God came through for us because I really was tired of shelter hopping. It was a crazy mess. Macklemore, shout out. It was in Macklemore, um, foster care and stuff. That was crazy though. But we got to these people, and it was an amazing experience. It was our first time being like part of a family, a black family that had wealth, health, and love in their family. Her kids was all they was old people on top of that. They was not that old, but they was older people, like probably in their fifties and stuff, but looked good, Trinidad. And we went to church big time. There was a God loving people, and we went to church and stuff, and we was a part. This was my first time also meeting Lisa Leslie. She was at some basketball tournament in Miami. This was back in the 90s. Okay. She was at some basketball tournament in Miami, Florida, and they had us all down there to, do the free hoops or whatever not. And I was a part of that. I had to put on her big old shoes. And I had to put on her big old jersey. And the only one shoot that I did, I made it go in the hoop or whatever. And I remember her being this real, real tall woman. She was a big, tall woman. Not big, but, tall. And I felt love. I really did felt love. I didn't understand how to sleep at night because I was still traumatized by this man coming into my room and feeling on me and molesting me out of my sleep or whatever. So this the man who was our father there, we call him Daddy. That's where we get Daddy and Mommy from. He's called him start saying that because the other kids who are Trinidad, they had us speaking that type of language. So he fell in love with me. This was real father daughter love. He took me to his job. He was a professional chef at the time. He took me to his job. He wanted to introduce me to everybody in the church. This is my baby Rita. And, you know, he loved on me like a father should love on you. He talked to me. He cried with me. He showed me what love really mean when it comes from a man and a father figure. That's why I'm stuck in between the two of when I go with people, I know the feeling of what potential love could be from a man, and I know the feeling of what real love could be from a man. I be in between the two, but run from the good all the time. So yeah, my mom ended up getting us back though from my that's the foster home, which I regret to this day. Because before we left, it's a prophet that came into the home of where we were staying at, and he prophesied to my foster parents about me. He told them this young lady has a calling on her life, and if she leave, you guys care, the devil is going to have control over her. If she go back to her mom, the devil is going to have control over her life, is what he said. My mama ended up doing her classes or whatever to win us back or whatever. That man cried, like real deal cried when my mom was able, because first of all, this is my first time experiencing the lifestyle of cocaine. Um, these people risked their license to allow my mom to come and get us this one weekend. Not go where they weren't supposed to do that, but they are Christians, they're loving Christians, and they felt sorry for her because she's a manipulator. First of all, she know how to cry herself into situations to get what she wants, and she did that. So we go to her this weekend. I've never experienced no cocaine and no drug lifestyle stuff like that. Especially when these people, it was like one of those situations. Like, man, I knew I should never got on this darn route. I knew I should have stayed my butt home moments. So we get over there, and I was a little nosy little girl. First thing first, is back in the '90s. This is my first time experiencing what a man who want to look like a woman looks like. Mom had a friend named Champagne. This man come in the house. It was daytime. He came in the house, and he was a man. Talking to my mama, whatever not. And I was a little girl, but I was very nosy. One of those little kids. Maybe you one of those too. Very nosy, always in the business of grown people. But you're not grown. You notice a lot of stuff. But if asked, you could tell the whole story. So I'm looking at him, whatever not. Like later on that night, he come back. This same person got titties. This same person got a bit donkey. This same person got on a wig. Scrubs gone. He got on a wig. He got on lipstick. He was had a little bottle. He was ready to party. So I'm looking like, what? My mama thought it was so hilarious because I've never seen no mess like this. So, my first time witnessing that type of lifestyle. Then my mom, I woke up out my sleep this one night. I heard her mom in the bathroom, like throwing up very bad. Like she had a booger wooger. So I go in the bathroom. My mama towel big, but it was full of blood coming from her nostrils. Time back then in the '90s, I did not understood what I was witnessing till I got older, dabbing into her world, and I figured out what the heck was going on with my mom back then. Time flashes in your head when you are witnessing things that you already saw before, but didn't have full knowledge of it. But now that you are older and you are in those footsteps or whatever, you getting it. So then she let us go. We had went back to our foster parents that Sunday. I wanted to tell them so bad that they messed up. But remember, I was that little girl who just didn't want to get people in trouble. I didn't spill teas like that. I just told them how much I missed them. But long story short, she ended up getting us back. And that prophecy didn't lie. Whoever that man was, I forgot his name from that church down there in South Miami. He didn't lie. Got older, but my mom was like my best friend to me, even though she caused me so much hurt and pain in my life. Out of all my sisters, I've always respected my mama in heart and outside. My older sister respect her in heart, but no, on the outside, but her heart was devious and devilish about my mama. But on the outside, she would never disrespect her or whatever. Not, I was pure inside and out my mama. So I, came so into my mama, like I could tell her everything. I started telling her when I first time wanted to have sex. I went to her. Like this ain't no secret. I'm not finna sneak out and go do it and be like, oh mama, I didn't. No, I told her hands on type of stuff. She lost her mind, whatever. So as I got older, yes, I got very rebellious because I wanted to start doing what I wanted to do. Because I was over this being up under my mama's shadow, and everybody thought Rita was the goody two shoe and Rita mama's girl, Rita be kissing mommy butt and da 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 da. Rita always telling da 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 da. Cause I ain't want to get no whooping. You ain't gonna whoop me. Mm-mm. I ain't no whoop Rita. I don't like to get beatings. No, 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 no. I had cousins who would take a butt whooping for me. Yeah. So me getting whoopings, I'm a good girl. I'm tell. I'm snitching. Everybody getting told on. That was me. But I got older and started dipping to um I had one little boyfriend. I wasn't that too hot in the butt, but I was hot in the butt. Like I was hot and ready to do some strange stuff. But I was scared because what I've been through, I wasn't ready to just open the legs. But I was feeling like I want to open the legs. I was really fast of flirting with boys, putting their little penis and stuff. I was that type of fast girl, but I wasn't no fast humping girl because I was already traumatized by what had happened to me. So then, um, as I got into high school, no, middle school went by pretty fast or whatever not. I started middle school. I get into high school. Now high school is different for me. Very different, but it was known. It's in Gainesville, Florida. We had left Miami because my mom got scared and she got tired of people trying to take us from her. So when we left Miami, it was like how we just said on the midnight train to Georgia. We was on that midnight bus to Gainesville from Miami. And that's how we left Dade County. My mama snuck up out of there. Rest her soul, my auntie Wilhelmina, my mama, that was her favorite auntie. My mom was her favorite niece, my granddad's sister. And she was like, y'all come up here and stay with me or whatever, not because she knew my mom was going to work. My mom ain't no lazy woman. First thing first, she a Sag. Ain't nothing been lazy about her about working. To depend on somebody, she would never. She got four girls. She would never. So yeah, we moved up there, and then I had to get accustomed to the country, coming from the city girl life. You know, wearing thong shoes, spaghetti striped shirts. Always in the sun. We get up there, gotta take that best off. We want me to switch up our whole wardrobe. So we get up there or whatever, and that's when I started finding Rita. A little bit, just a little bit of me. So I get past all that from 2099 to the 2000. That's when I went to the games. From 99 to the 2000, we was out of Miami, Florida. Left that lifestyle behind us because the people was looking for my mama because she did not want us to get taken from her again. She stopped following orders. She stopped doing everything they wanted her to do, and she got sick of them. So she ran. So yeah, the fact that I couldn't really trust men like that, like I don't know, to be with them and stuff. I didn't have that desire for them. My granddad, when I was a little girl, he used to tell me, "Come sit in my lap." He would give me money and tell me, "If a nigga can't give you no money for your conversation, you ain't got nothing to talk about. Conversation calls." He's up there. My granddad said, "Conversation calls." Because he saw me as a pretty little girl. He said, "I know what's going to go on with you. So you better learn this right now." And guess what? I was a beast. I was a monster. I didn't have a soul to give, not now guy. I was in a rage of, I don't love none of you. I don't care for none of you. I just want your money. That's it. I was a young girl, teenager now, had this little body on me and felt like I was just that because I was that. I had no children, stayed away from that. I didn't want no kids, but I loved kids because I don't know, I just love kids. I love to this day, I love babies. But I didn't have none. I started seeing how my family and other girls was going through drama because they had a baby daddy, and I did not want that ever in my life. Never. I ran from love. If a guy talked about loving on me, I was like a dude. I'm out. A guy talking about so they wasn't a baby. I'm out. Excuse me. Don't call me no more for to get a whole new phone for the next man. I lived dangerously as a young girl. I was like, I would catch the bus just because I wanted to be seen. I would walk down the streets being all cute and stuff because I wanted to be seen, like you was gonna see me. But I had a mind of an adult. I had a grown woman mind at all times. So I financed men. Never had sex with them. I knew how to finance them. Bad. Whatever they wanted to hear, it was told. As I was cute, I used that to my advantage. And plus, I'm from Dade County, so I'm in Gainesville country. Lame dudes who only saw beauty, not knowing I had a lot of brains, so I came in my mouth and started talking to them. Oh, it was a wrap. My mom and them taught me how to be just that type of financer. I always heard mama say, "I got kids. I got kids too." Who your kids? My two little sisters. And they need stuff too. I had to tell them that so I get more. Then I always had to tell I got stuff to do. So I'm out of there. I ain't never stuck around with them. But young girls got a big advantage. I learned that. Men are sick. And when you think double double the mind and triple the profit, you a smart young girl. Keep your legs closed. My mom ain't never taught me to lay on my back. Mm-mm. She was a smart one too in Miami. But she real tall. She was a go getter. She worked all the time, but if she wanted to have sex with somebody, that's because she wanted to do it. She ain't never had to get no all that paying for sex, no, nothing like that. My mom was a smart thinker, but a dummy at a lot of other stuff. So I got older and um, my mama, she kind of like checked out. We get to Gainesville a couple 2 years later. She checked out on us. Me and my two little sisters. The older sister, she hated her. She didn't want nothing to do with that child. I tell y'all why later on, but she didn't want nothing to do with that sister of ours. Every time she got a chance to leave us, she would leave them. And we left her in Dade County to fend for herself with my grandma them, the pedophile. Sad story. But we left her there. My mama had left her there. I'm gonna say we, my mama left. And she just got tired of taking care of us. I don't know what happened to her. She was working, but she got tired of taking care of us. She told us this one time, y'all heifers gonna either lose weight to fit your old clothes, or you ain't gonna fit nothing. Somehow, however she said that. In my head, she had me and my little sisters messed up. So yeah, I started stealing her cards, going to the ATM machine. I learned her code through her cards, taking like $200-300 out of there. I learned how to ride a city bus since I was in middle school. I learned how to ride a city bus, and me and my sisters would go to the mall while she in sleeping off her meds, so she just go back to work, not paying us no mind, and God knows whatever she had going on in her life. And I would, yeah, do that on the regular because she was making all this money, but she wasn't treated like trash. I didn't understand that. That's how much money she had coming in. She didn't even know I was even taking the money out. Been there for a long time until she got her mind right and still had to go just keep us security on the side because mom had lost her darn mind. Thought we was gonna go to school. And we're girls with some old school glass seal stuff on. Ooh, it's a whole new year. You crazy? And what we did to deserve that? No. She lost it. Yeah. She checked out on us. So that's when I had to just figure out I had to start just find myself to start talking to men. Cause my mom had checked out on us. You know, after a while, she went and talked to us. She just closed herself up in the room and stuff. So I didn't want to take too much money off her car. So what I did, I just started financing the men. I started dating older guys to be a younger age. So me and my sisters won't go without nothing. So now I'm out here dating these older men and stuff. And then somewhere down the road, I started feeling like sex is something I wanted to do. And I was an info. I had a sex demon. I'm moving on to down the road. No, let me rewind. I got with this girl because after a while, my mama let my cousin come stay with us. So she came and stayed with us or whatever. And then when I got in high school, I saw this one person. I'm still trying to figure out what the word gay means. Lesbian, stud, dyke, trans, whatever this they call gays, BLGQ, WCDHD, whatever it's called. No disrespect. I was still trying to figure out my lane in that little area, which I ain't had none. But I was minding their business and found a lane in that area, minding them folks' business. Because there's one cute person, oh my goodness, at that time. She was a cute person. Well, I thought it was a he. Because how it dressed, it had a hat on, it had a hoodie on, big pants and stuff. So I thought, dang, that boy fine, whatever. Not. I was just like a dude. If I like something, I'm going for it. That's how I always saw stuff back then. Well, that's how I think. I have a masculine part of me too. I'm not shy. I'm a fourth woman. So I went and started talking to it. And shortly afterward, we had choir rehearsal. I found out it was a girl. The voice was amazing. This was a goddamn, what you call those snakes? Albino snake. That's what this girl was. Beautiful outside, but boy, that devil had something for me messing with this lifestyle. So I got with this girl, and that's how I got this scar. My mama she tried to beat the gay out of me. It didn't work. She beat me so bad. At the time, y'all, this was like, but it was really open, like flesh and all that. She beat the heck out of me with this silver broom. Cause I told you I was open, with mama. I told her I wanted to be with a girl. I wanted to be with girls. Like I felt comfortable with this woman. I felt like I had a friendship, relationship, companionship, like all that. I had fun with her, and everything. I just wanted to be with her. And my mama fought so hard for me not to where we even moved to Tampa. Big mistake. So before we left, well, my mama had unpacked it all up and we came to Tampa. She ran again. Thought that moving from Gainesville, from me, from that girl, was going to stop me from being a lesbian. So yeah, I was rebellious. I ended up running back to the girl. I took my mama money. I took her cell phone, and I got on the Greyhound bus and I went back to the girl. Long story up in there, but that was the worst thing I ever did because that was a whole demon waiting to do what he wanted to do to me. This girl abused me bad. That's why I have a lazy eye at this point. This is why it started. That's not why I have it. It's why it started. I was young and she was older than me. And I thought that was love. I was in lust deeply with this woman because she had got her own place. I told her the only way I would go back to Gainesville and stay there if she had somewhere for us to stay at. And she did just that. She was a pastor's child, spoiled adopted kid she was. And it was fun at first, but then she became very obsessed about me. Um, she became very controlling about me. Like I was property she bought and didn't want nobody to have, touch, look, none of that. Right? We would be out in the world and the smallest thing would tick this girl off. I was beat so bad by her. I thought I would never be able to get out that relationship. I thought I would never like be able to get over her. I've never called the police. That was a real domestic violent relationship, and I was never taught to call the police. That girl could have killed me, and that could have been that. That relationship was so bad to where I even told my gay best friend at that time, we was gay best friends, because after that we wasn't friends no more. But I sent a message to her. I'm like, look, whoop the whoop. If I ever come up missing or dead, she did it. And my homegirl took that to heart because she has seen me get abused by this girl or whatever. I've been hospitalized behind the abuse. Um, like it was crazy. Busted eyes. All this is hospital records. I even called trauma to the nerves. That's on my like this side of my face is like weakened and stuff. Cause she used to beat me like with her steel toe boots from Job Corps, beat me bad. Like she would be out cheating and then like you get frustrated with your outside relationship, so you come home to this woman who has nothing to do with what you're going on with your side pieces, and you take all that frustration out on her because she's your target. She's not gonna go nowhere. You do whatever, and she would do just that, like angrily have sex with me and stuff. And then I gained all this trust into her because this is my first time ever opened up about me being molested because she would wonder why I would hop out of my sleep. I was traumatized for 2 years of being a teenager, of being molested out of my sleep. 2 years, this woman guided me at 2 years, y'all, guide me around the house. Every night I would wake up screaming out of my sleep. She would wake up and wake me up and, take me around the house so I could see there's nobody in there with us. We're by ourselves, Rita. Calm down. You're okay. You're safe with me. She kept reassuring me that I was safe with her. You're safe. Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. Nobody gonna harm you. Truth be told, the domestic violence had already kicked in before I even went back to her. This one time, we was getting ready for the art festival in Gainesville, and I don't know. I said something smart, like really smart to her. I don't remember what I said, and she slapped the heck out of me, like real deal slapped me so hard and punched me in my face. And I was so confused. But then she turned around, baby, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, I should never did that. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell nobody. I told she, I told the girl who was supposed to be my best friend at the time, about it. And they all went off on her. But then I learned down the road that it's more consequences of me telling people what she do to me. Like we could be in public areas, and it's like a whole movie. I swear to God, y'all. When I used to watch these movies, and how these domestic violent people really are with their mates. We would be out in public and like we were other girls and stuff. And I'm not ugly, and people like on me, and I would probably smile at them, whatever. Not don't let her see it. She would come up right behind me and grab on me like pinching in my back, making my body hurt, whatever. She like got something for you when we get home. You know what I'm talking about. You know what time it is. Don't be out here embarrassing me like that. Keep your head down, type of stuff. And I used to be like, I didn't understood this type of situation. So she would keep me home a lot, separate me from my family, friends. I didn't have no friends. I had one friend, and I try to hang on to her bad because if I get new friends, like she would try to talk to them, like holler at them and stuff, or to show me that they're not friends and stuff like that. I had one friend that lifestyle because I always got this my best friend. That's my girl. To the day we died, sixth grade. Woo woo. It was four of us because that's how I grew up with my sisters, four sisters. So I had three best friends, and I had three sisters, and that's my number three. There he is, four. Outside of four, I don't know. So yeah, and she isolated me and stuff from people. 'Cause I was young, and she was older than me. So I just felt like all that was love coming from her. But after the hospital part, I still didn't learn nothing because I never told my mom. I never told like my family that I was being abused, how I was being abused, or even like people at my job knew or whatever. But some people kind of like to mind their business, especially if you continue to go on with it. But the job I was working at, which was McDonald's in Gainesville, 39th Street by University College, they did not play. It was a whole bunch of gay people in there. And she used to come stop me at work. She would sit outside, wait till I get off. That's how crazy it was. She would wait till I get off of work to come and get me. Like she'll come through the drive through, and then she'll sit down, just make sure she watches everything I say to people, how I smile at people. Like when I get off, oh, you was doing too much, smile at the window with that nigga, and I see how you in there flirting with what you call it. The head boss had to come, Miss Jackie, and tell her, you got to leave this property because she used to work there, so they know who she is. You cannot come back here anymore, or we will call the police on you. You got to stop harassing this lady while she's working. She would be home when she get off. Kind of crazy stuff. So then, um, more to that, my pregnancy. So I end up getting pregnant. This is the big bang. So, man, the girl, we used to get a lot of fights. And it's just this one time, one of my cousins, because I had a few family members who was already in Gainesville, and I went to go stay with my cousin for a couple of weeks or whatever. And I want to go stay with my cousin for a couple of weeks just to ease my mind from the situation of the girl beating on me and stuff just one last time. But my other cousins and stuff was there. It was a wild party or whatever not that went down. Everybody got a little drunk and whatever not. Twins was born this night. Somebody's twins, my cousin's twins. And boom, I ended up pregnant. I ended up pregnant, and my firstborn. Let me show y'all my baby. Wild story. This is the family generational curse that goes on in this family. Uh, Next week he will be 14. Let me show y'all. This little guy gave me a heartbeat to love people, just to love, because I didn't know how to love. Well, I knew how to love, but I didn't know how to accept love. And then I didn't want to love people. I didn't know that feeling of how it feels to be really loved by somebody, really cared for by another human being, really being for Rita and Rita only. Because I always was took advantage of, I was always betrayed, hurt, abandoned, abused by people that say, Rita, I love you. So in my head, it got screwed up because I'm in the stage of thinking, well, maybe that just might be the definition of what love means when people hurt you and abuse you and, you know, show that they really don't care about you, but they still use the word, I love you. That was confusing to me. I love you, Rita. But you made me cry. I love you, Rita. But you molested me. I love you, Rita. But you abused me. I love you, Rita. But you left me. And this little guy, can't find his baby picture, but he was the source to me learning how to cry for somebody, feel the need to fight for somebody. He was the reason Rita had red in her heart finally, and not confusion colors of what is this I'm feeling. And yes, he was a talked about case. My baby, I protected him from being can't see how you could put the words in his family, but a person that had to deal with that type of talks and judgments and stuff like that from this family, because yes, he's an incest baby. I got pregnant from my cousin, one of my cousins. regretful, regretful night, but my son is my blessing out of that. He's a handsome young man, beautiful boy. um, that's my Eric. He's full of character. There's a lot more pictures of him. He's full of life. He's full of love. He's so sensitive, like his mom. He has so much love in his heart for people, but he don't play. Like he real standoffish. He very observative. Like he's not easy to my baby. He's not easy to step into conversation with people. He don't trust easily. No, he standoffish and he push backs because he already peeked out how life can be with people in it. He learned that people could hurt you. Again, yeah, they had full of my baby. Yeah, and he was at first my only little one, my Eric. And yeah, so after having that little guy, you know, here's another chapter of my life. I stepped into life with another demon. No, now before I even had him, the family, my family, got out of hand. My family feels like I said, trauma is a way to lash out and hurt people. They want to come at you like they are getting back at you. So while I was pregnant with him, the girl I was with, um, before she found, I don't know when she found out that it was my cousin baby, but before she did, I was scared to go home to her because I had told my other cousin, this girl will kill me if I go on her pregnant, to even have the thoughts of a man touching me. So yeah, we came up with this whole lie about a turkey baster. I know she didn't ran with it, but she ran with it because all of us was on the same team of telling her this or whatever. This is what this girl tell me. She was excited, and I just told her, "Baby, I just want to have us a baby because all our friends are having babies, and I just really want to get a baby." But I tell her to throw it off. So I made like I was trying to get this done instead of telling her, "Yeah, I was drunk and stuff went down, and boom, it happened." So I don't want to never thought in her head that somebody's penis was inside of me. No, I would have been dead, y'all. So what she said was, okay, since you're doing this for us, you got two options. If it's a girl, you can keep it. If it's a boy, no, she said if it's a girl, you're gonna have an abortion. If it's a girl, no, if it's a boy, you're gonna keep it. And if it's a girl, you're gonna get rid of it. And she meant that. Or me and the baby's gonna die. I got more to tell y'all, but right now, I got a meeting to get to. I got more to share. Um, so yeah, I'll keep just doing more of these streamers. It's more of my story to tell. It gets deeper and deeper as to how I ended up in this shelter. I know it's not me watching now because this is my new YouTube page. I have another one, but it's a lot of dirty old lifestyle stuff on there. So this is my new one. And yeah, if you guys start watching this, I hope I could reach out to some people and you know, mm, I don't know at this moment. But y'all who watch, I thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all later.